Okay, so I'm super excited about today. Like I say, Michelle Dale, coming to you from virtual co-working space for morning mindset. We're talking about opposing mindsets. We talked about protection and abundance yesterday. And Nikki, you brought up a really great point that I'm abundant in some aspects and I'm not in others. And I said this was a whole other story and a whole other video. So here we are. So today we are looking at opposing mindsets of fear and trust. Now, this is really interesting because most of us feel like we're on the fence with fear and trust. As in what Nikki said yesterday, I'm abundant in some aspects but more protective in others. Some people could say the same about fear and trust. I'm fearful of some things, but I trust others. Now, when you're in this alignment, shall we call it, or you're in this energy of creativity, as in we create our own reality. The bit that most people don't realize is that you cannot be on the fence between fear and trust. And you either trust in the whole process or you don't. And when you don't trust in the whole process, you're in that fear mentality. And if you can feel fear around one thing, you can feel it around many things. Whereas once you're in complete alignment, you have that complete trust. So when you're in that complete abundance, you know that you're in alignment with whatever that is. When you're feeling more protective over things, then you know you are out of alignment. And the fear and the trust is the same thing. If I'm going to trust in the process, I have to trust in its entirety. There's no segmenting or there's no categories for this, like, oh, you can trust that, but you can't trust that. You either trust everything or you're afraid of everything. Now, we can say that our beliefs are in certain compartments. So our beliefs around feeling abundant are around certain topics or subjects or areas of our life, and our beliefs around feeling protective around certain topics and areas of our lives. And that's okay, that's contrast. You know, that's how we know what we like, what we don't like, what we want, what we don't want. But the process needs to be either I'm all in here and I 100% trust the process, or I'm not. And when you're not, you're in that fear. You know, something could go wrong. You know, when people make plan Bs, when people feel afraid of something not working out, when people feel doubt, when people feel concern, worry, stress, any kind of negative emotion comes from a place of fear. Because if we totally trusted the universe was on our side, my world protects me no matter what. You know, if you felt that, if you felt that guarantee, like whatever you believed in, let's say you believed in God, or you believed in creation, or you believed in the ghost of your dead relative or something, and they came to you plain as day, and they said to you, hey, you got nothing to worry about, all you got to do is trust the process. Your world is serving you, your world is supporting you, there's nothing bad going to happen to you. At some point, like if you get that tangible result of this, you will not feel fear around anything anymore. And that is the place where you've moved into the trust, because you just trust things. I've used this analogy a lot. Really, I've used this analogy a lot this week about Amazon, about how and I've used it in coaching sessions. I've talked to people about it, but like when you order on Amazon or from anywhere online, really. I order a lot on Amazon. So you order on Amazon and then you click the cart, and then you check out and you pay and you're like, right, I've paid. You don't immediately walk down to your front door and open the door and expect the package to be there. You know that there is a process that has to occur between the time you place the order and the time you get it on your doorstep. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize about this manifestation process. Now, if you are in complete trust, then your order will probably come quite quickly. If you're not, then there could be delays, there could even be cancellations. But when you're in that fear of, will it come, won't it come, probably will, but I'm not 100% sure. We never have that with Amazon. We just order and we know it's going to be here. We detach ourselves. We don't think about it anymore. And that's the kind of trust that you need to have in life, in your world. If you can simply focus on trusting that everything is working out for you, that everything you want will come to pass, because it already does. You don't have to even sit there affirming multiple times a day, because we're constantly creating, but we're creating around what we trust. Now, sometimes we're going to trust in things that they're going to work out well for us, and other times we trust that they're not, because maybe experiences or things people have told us. But we are in always complete trust of something, whether it's trusting in the fear or trusting in the good. So once you're able to really work on this one big umbrella like thing of, I can actually trust everything, including yourself. The biggest thing you have to trust is yourself. Can you trust yourself not to manifest things that you don't want in your life? It's about knowing that you're supported, you can trust the process, everything's going to work out for you in your world. You can affirm these things. Whatever I desire comes to me. You can state those things. We talked about scripting last week. You can state these things, you can script them down. You can say, right, this is my decision now. I'm in total 100% trust. And anything that you, like I say, have these negative fears, doubts, worries about, that you're not trusting the process. So flip it into trust. You've just got to trust. The Amazon order is on its way. You do not have to keep checking outside the front door or checking the gate or waiting for the doorbell. You don't have to do that. You simply have to go about your day and trust it. And this is why I like scripting, because a lot of us are afraid of our own thoughts, because we're afraid of manifesting something we don't want. And sometimes when we look back at our thought patterns about money and love and business, we realized, oh, sugar, I actually created something I didn't want because I focused on what I didn't want. And then you become afraid of yourself and you don't trust yourself anymore, because you think, okay, if I'm taking responsibility for this, how can I trust myself? Because I know I've created this thing I don't want, because that's the universal law. Then you have to start working on that first, around the process of trust. I trust myself that I'm only going to manifest good things into my life. I trust myself that I'm not going to play on my fears anymore. I trust myself that I'm supported and I'm being supportive of what I truly want, and I'm not going to focus on other things, So once you can get into that mode of trust, the fear will break down, and suddenly you'll wake up one day and you won't feel afraid of anything. And somebody asked me, I can't remember who it was, asked me, what are you afraid of? And I said, the only thing I'm afraid of is fear. Because I really am. I'm afraid of being afraid. Because I know that when I'm afraid of something, anything, it will happen just as much as the things that I'm not afraid of. So you've got to really think about trust and fear, and you've really got to choose trust. You've got to choose that the universe doesn't support me in 50% of my life, but not in the other 50%. It's all or nothing. You trust in the whole process. And you trust that no matter what you want to manifest, no matter what you write down and script about, no matter what you tell yourself, no matter what your goals are, no matter what you're visualizing, you trust Amazon are coming. It's Amazon. But obviously you don't visualize it and then immediately go and look for it, because that's just affirming it's not there. So what you want to do really, and the best thing you can do, is do the process like we do in accountability. We go through our accountability every day, and then you visualize it, you enjoy that moment. It's fun, it's exciting. I love scripting, and I can't wait to script. It's one of my favorite activities, and I do it because I want to, not because I sit there going, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock and it's 11:11 right now. Like it's 11:11, I have to do my scripting. And, check that off. I learned this a lot from the biohacking. You've got to love it. If you don't love it, it won't happen. There's a conflict of interest there if you don't love it. So try to really learn to love this process. Try to love the process of trusting. And the way you do that is you constantly try to feel good about trusting in things outside of yourself, as in the universe, and trusting in yourself as in what you're creating with the universe, in collaboration with the universe. As long as you can get to a point where you're like, no, I trust it. Any fear comes in, any of that protective mindset comes in, that we talked about yesterday. You say, I don't need that because I can trust this process. I know everything is working out for me. The universe, only delivers me what I truly want, as long as I focus on that, And then we're in that state of trust. And when we're in that state of trust, that runs through every area of our lives. It's not like, oh, I'm good at manifesting a partner and love, but I'm not good at manifesting money. You're good at it all, because you've done it all exactly how you've planned it out in your mind to be, and how you feel about it. You've done it. You're good at it all. It's not like, oh, I'm good at manifesting love, but I'm not good at manifesting money, or I'm not good at manifesting a business, but I'm really good at manifesting car parking spaces. You're good at manifesting, period. Because everything you're manifesting is coming into your life. Look around at your life. This is your manifestations of the last 5 years. Now, if you don't like some of the things that you're seeing, you know that there's certain areas that you need to pay more attention to. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Take more control over that through trusting the process, through writing things down, through being intentional. But when you're intentional, it's always got to be in the present. You don't say, once you've ordered something on Amazon, you don't say, I'm ordering on Amazon. You say, I've ordered. I've done it. So you've done it. As soon as you request it from the universe, it's done. It's out there. Can it change? Sure. As long as you focus on changing that. But every request is done. Everything you focus on is done. So there's only trust. There's only trust that it's done. And then you have to filter the things in your life that you think, okay, well, maybe I've been manifesting the wrong things. Maybe I've been focusing on the wrong things. Maybe I've been looking for it too much, because when you look for something, you're constantly afraid. As soon as you look for it, it's not there. There's a guy I was listening to once, and he was talking about one of his own manifestations. And he said he wanted to manifest $1,000 a day. And he was affirming this, and he did it for a period of time, 100% trusted the process. And he said, some days he would get good amounts of money, other days he would manifest, $90. And he never sat there and thought to himself, oh, it's not working, I've only got $90 today. Because when he looked back from the time he started, some days he got more, some days he got less. Every day, to the dollar, he'd manifested $1,000 when you add it all up and then break it all down into the number of days. The exact dollar. Now, a lot of people in our 3D reality will be looking at the $90 in the day and saying it doesn't work. Whereas when you trust the process, it's all working out exactly as it should be. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But when you look back and you calculate it all, you will see everything you wanted came to pass. That's happened to me loads of times, by the way, absolutely loads of times. Anytime I need an exact amount of money, and somebody comes in here and, you know, and I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, if you add that and that up, since I started that manifestation, it goes the exact amount of money. And then I'm like, I should have asked for more. I should have manifested more. I'm terrible at like just manifesting. What do I need? Oh, the car's broken. What do I need? I'll manifest this. And then I get it fixed. I'm like, damn. So yeah, you just got to be so super trusting of yourself and of this process. And when you do that, believe me, you'll see incredible things happen. Scripting is really helpful for that too. If you didn't see our scripting last week, go back and watch those videos on your script. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. Trust, fear. There's no middle. You're trusting constantly in everything. People say, I'm not confident, but they're confident in the fact that they're not confident. People say, I can't trust this, but they're trusting the fact that they can't trust it. So it's always only one way. We just think it's more than one way. So you just think you're partly protecting, partly abundant, but there's only one way. Cryptic. Think about it. Okay, so we're going to do our accountability right now. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. We've got one more day tomorrow of opposing mindsets. I want a nice light-hearted one tomorrow. I feel like we've had a couple of heavy days. Nice light-hearted one tomorrow. But yes, we are going to be back here tomorrow. Now we're going to get into our accountability. Thank you so much for joining me. Super excited to have you here. And I shall see you back here tomorrow. Take care. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment.
And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.